Hello everyone, welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today we're back with more classic Doctor Who. Today being the finale to the Edge of Destruction serial, the third serial in the William Hartnell era. The Edge of Destruction, the Brink of Disaster. If you haven't checked it out, it'll be airing on the BritBox app. Of course, hit that subscribe button, leave a like, spoilers ahead, and of course, enjoy. So the Edge of Destruction period was a bit of a meh scenario. The resolution to this whole episode was the fact the button was stuck. Just let that factor in. For most of this episode, William Hartnell turned into a bit of a evil psychopath in a sense. You know, he pushed Ian to the floor and then Ian passed out, and it was really weird acting from the guy who plays Ian. Barbara felt offended the entire episode because she was being accused of wanting to basically capture the Doctor and Susan, take them down, and then take the TARDIS to where they wanted to. But ultimately, as the episode progressed, they noticed that it wasn't them, all four at fault, for not seeing the signs or the things the TARDIS were giving to them. All this time, there was nothing really going wrong in the sense of the TARDIS was helping them the entire time to figure out the solution. And ultimately, the fact that it was a button stuck in place because the spring wouldn't go down is probably one of the weirdest ideas I've ever heard from an episode. And obviously, the villain technically of these two episodes was Doctor because he was so aggressive towards people. Obviously, Susan in the last episode with the scissors and trying to kill people. It was a very different take on what we know from Doctor Who. The Edge of Destruction was very meh to me. It didn't really do anything, but I think it was really cool because, in the sense of, we got a lot of time in the TARDIS. It was a different scene, a different place. I think they obviously were like, "Oh, what if we did a story set in the TARDIS?" It's cool. It's a good idea. It obviously brought the characters closer together by the end of it. Ian, being the natural guy, just like brushed off what the Doctor had been saying. Barbara took it to heart, and ultimately he recognized how important she was and thanked her for saving their lives. So you saw how grateful the Doctor was, and it was probably the most sincere the Doctor has been since we've seen him come into the role. It was, the characters I can't take any fault from. Susan is one of the worst actresses I think I've ever seen in TV. She's just, oh God, she's just awful. The Doctor was like, "Oh, you were so brave." No, she wasn't. She was a psychopath. She was screaming, and she was shit. That's it. But yeah, ultimately an okay two-part serial that will lead into the Marco Polo storyline. I'll give you a little bit of an insight to that in a minute. But ultimately, I'm going to give this part probably like 7 out of 10. It was slightly better than the last one in the sense of they resolved the situation. We got a bit more character development, and obviously everyone was back on the same page. So that was a bit more impressive for me. Yeah, so Marco Polo is the next arc, and I'm going to be making a full video on why I won't be reviewing that anytime soon, in the normal fashion, because the episodes were deleted back in the 60s when BBC were going through a phase of not knowing what to do with them, so they had to wipe them. But anyway, a 7, 8 of 10 for Doctor Who's Edge of Destruction, episode 13. Everyone's gonna have their own different opinions, but I just think these two episodes were a lot slower. The lack of aliens and the lack of working together in a sense. A lot of blame was thrown around these past two episodes, but ultimately a very good time still. Still enjoyable. It's still a great time. I'm loving Hartnell and Ian, the actor who plays Ian. They're very, very good at what they do. So go check it out. Hit the subscribe button, leave a like, and await my Marco Polo video today, where I'll be discussing what will be happening with that going forward. Hope you enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for more. Goodbye.